I kind of want to go through the papers that I have. So again, that's like a 2-inch-ish spine. So I have a bunch of papers here that I thought would be fun to use as pages. And I kind of have them organized into groups. Some of them are all from the same thing. Like I've got all of these book pages from an old child's book of some sort. I don't even know where it came from. So an old storybook. I have some tea-dyed paper. I have some music paper. This is from an old organ book from like the 1800s. But I'm running low on these pages. So I'm only using one full folio, but I'm going to cut it in half so it'll be 2 pages. And then I've got these smaller ones. It's from another. So I've got 4 of these. So I'm thinking, well, I want 4 signatures. And I want, okay, so I want 4 signatures. Like I said, I don't need it. I pulled too much, but that's okay. I'd rather we had more than we need to pull from. So maybe I'll just do 2 of these. I'm gonna set my book cover over here to dry. Okay, so this one's 2, 3. You know, this is when I can look at like what looks fun. That one's looks like a sea shanty. So that's fun. And I'm not going to worry about these holes on the sides. I may put washi tape on them to patch them. I might put paper there. I might do nothing. We might just live with it as is. Okay, so there's 4 pages for our signatures. I need 4 of these. Cat and the Mouse, Wind in the Sun, Jack Frost. I don't even know what book this was. I had got a big influx of books all at once, and I just took a bunch of them apart because I couldn't manage all of these books. So I just kind of forced myself to go through. I saved some of it. I tossed some of it. And I saved the covers. But I just couldn't manage it all. It was too much. It's too much. I downsized, and so I did. It was a friend of mine. He takes the covers of a bunch of books, and he uses those, but he doesn't use the guts of the book. So he gave me this huge box of book guts. So I used some, but some I honestly had to send on to recycling because I just don't have the space to save everything. All right, I'm going to move that one aside. It's got kind of a raggedy edge. Is that a tear or a fold? Just a fold. So I tea dye my paper. You can coffee dye it. I use just like cheapo tea bags. I think I got them at the dollar store, like Dollar General or something. Okay, this I may pull more out. So I've got 3 botanicals, and I don't know if I'm going to use the folio or if I'm just going to use a page and then a page. Or if I'm going to use these as embellishments. What do you think? Should I use them as pages or as embellishments? I don't know. I've got 3 of these and 3 little birdies. Aren't those cute? This was out of a little bird book. But it was all worm-eaten. But I kind of like the edges. I thought about using these as embellishments. But I kind of dig those weird little worm-eaten edges. So I thought, you know what, I think I'm just going to leave them. Just going to leave them. So, and these have a bird on every page. So these are a little more decorative. Maybe I'll grab another one of those and have 4 of those. And then That's my cat. What do you want? I know. Okay, I hear you. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, let me set these aside for right now. Kitten shush. Okay, so 4 of these. So these are kind of fun. These came out of a ledger, so they're graph paper on one side and line paper on another. These are great to have in journals. 2, 3, 4. Like I said, I just grabbed a bunch of stuff. So, move that aside. This is just graph paper, but it's like old graph paper. I just got this really great treasure trove of somebody like de-stashing their high school stuff from like the 80s. It was like pretty awesome, not gonna lie. One, two, three, four. I think I pulled 6 of each, and I don't know why I was thinking 6, because I'm only going to do 4 signatures. I think. Maybe I'll do 5. This is going to be a pretty naked one, because I think I'm going to make this book for myself. I use these. I have a book that's pretty empty that I use for my therapy. So I'm in therapy. And I use it for like afterwards to kind of reflect, and it's almost out of pages, so I'm making a new one in anticipation of. Alright, what do we want to do with these? I kind of want to just use them as pages, so maybe I'll pull another bird and another flower. But look at this one. Isn't that cool? And this one's all flowers. See, I was thinking these could be cool embellishments, like you could cut them apart. But if I just use them as pages, then I don't have to choose, right? I don't have to choose a favorite. And I thought this one was cute too. It's got pretty flowers with the illustrations. I love it. And somebody wrote all year next to the house sparrow. Okay, so we got 4 and 4, so that's more pages. Cool. And then my book is going to be, all right, so my book is so we're looking at 6 1/4. Between 6 and 6 1/4 is really where we want the pages to be, by like 8 1/2. So let me write that down. That's another thing I do with all these scraps. I use them for scrap paper. So 8 1/2 by 6 1/4. All right. So I know these are smaller than. So that means this is going to be 2. No, this is going to be 5. So most of these are going to be too short, but that's okay. I can add like lace or other paper or things to extend the pages. So that's not a problem. I'd rather it was a little too short than too tall. And then I said I want them 8 1/2. I think that's going to be, some of these are 8. You know, we'll just work with it. So I'm going to start folding these in half. All right, we'll use this. So remember I said you want to use Teflon so it doesn't, so we'll use this for our bone folder. Okay, and I'm just going to fold up papers. And again, these are going to be a little short, but that's okay because we can add lace to the edges, we can add fold outs, we can add all kinds of things. So it is not a problem. All right, and then these are already folded. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, where'd my fourth one go? Where did it go? Hit the dirt. All right. And now we build our stacks. Then you decide, like, what do you want for the outside? Then I go through and kind of distribute. And I don't really like all the writing. I don't think, I mean, I don't mind it for being on the inside page, but I don't really want it, like, I think of, like, whatever's on the outside is kind of like the signature cover in a way. So I think I'm going to use these flowers for my signature cover. And then maybe next will be something to write on. And maybe now the musical notes. And something to write on. I'll do the book page. Something to write on. Birdie. Something to write on. And this might change. This is just kind of a beginning kind of layout. And I'll do this many times. I might pull this page because I really don't like how that looks. It's all right. I'm just not in love with it. Okay. And then what do we want for the cover on this one? Where's the one with the sea shanty? With the sea shanty? I want this one to be on the outside of this one for sure. That's kind of cool. Something to write on. Birdies. Something to write on. Book page. Something to write on. Flowers. And something to write on. There's one, there's two. This one's got that old music sheet again. But do I want to do two music sheets on the outside? Oh, I could. Could do the birds on the outside. Oh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Blue jay. Okay. The birds. Okay, so I've got the birds, I got flowers. What's interesting here? I like this flower. I think if any of the flowers are either in the middle, it should be this one, or on the outside. Yep. Yep. Look at how pretty and colorful those are. That might be the start of my book. That's a nice thing to open up and see, right? Kind of cool. That's Sweet Betsy from Pike. This is a really cool Sun book. Again, the cover wasn't really bad. I didn't have the cover. He had taken the cover. My friend had taken the cover and turned it, so all I had were the guts. It's a really cool book. I don't know if I'd had the heart to tear it apart if I had been him, or I him. So I've done a music page on the outside, I've done birdies on the outside, and I've done flowers on the outside. I mean, I could do them all the same, do flowers on the outside of all of them, but then you'd have a flower against a flower. You know what I mean? I don't dig that. I could do flower and music. I could alternate that. Which I did think about doing. Like, that could be a cool... Because I don't really like this bird. Do you? I don't like... It's so small. It seems odd to me to be on the outside. The scale is wrong. I want it to act like a folder. Still like this next to that color. Then the birdie, and then the lined paper. Yeah, I think I like that better. And so then that makes my life easier. That means this is the floral on the outside. Now that I've made that decision. So floral. Some color next to the white flowers. And then let's do music. Little birdies. Page. I have a children's book somewhere too. Book pages from a children's book. I don't know. I feel like my stuff is not all in one place, but anyway, so that gives us some. It's not a lot of pages, is it? I mean, we'll embellish some, but this is going to be mostly a writing book. Or a commonplace book. So I might put more of the tea-dyed paper in there, because look at how not full that is. Could do another signature. Could do more tea-dyed paper. I got lots of tea-dyed paper. And I want space to write. But this is what you do. You just kind of go through your stash. If you don't have a stash, it's okay to use all one kind of paper. You could use all copy paper. You could use scrapbooking paper. You can use, you know, whatever. Like, I have tons of scrapbooking paper, which I am thinking about dipping into. That will add volume. And also, there's some really cool stuff, and it'll help me use up some of it. I have atlas pages. I was going to add atlas pages. Where are those? I we still recording? We totally are. Okay, I'm gonna look for atlas pages. But anyway, this is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna be getting these pages together and putting them together like this. So I'm gonna be going through my stash looking for more stuff, and reorganizing it. So when I see you next, you will see these pretty well sorted out. They'll still shift and move around, and change. So this isn't the final formation of this by any means, but yeah, this is kind of the process. So I'm gonna go dig out more stuff, assemble more things, and then I'll see you in the next video. So that was it. Today we got the case assembled. That's what that's called. The cover of the book is called the case. So we got the case roughly assembled. Next time we'll cover it, and then we'll start working on actually that's probably all we'll do next time is we'll cover it, because that'll take, then we'll have to let the paint dry before we can start to sew in the signatures. So yeah, that's probably all we'll do next time. Okay, so that's it for now, and I will, oh, before you go, let me show you. I did pull some cool stuff. Look at these cool little things that I've got. I bought these online, I think, and just this kind of scrapbooker kind of weird mix of stuff. Look at that cool postcard. No idea what year that is, but 1950s I would guess. So anyway, got some cool little ephemera that I've kind of pulled to put in here. This is just the start. I've got tons of ephemera that I will probably add in. I've got some envelopes that are airmail from World War II. I might put a couple of those in. I'm getting low on those though. I might put a couple of those in. So I'm just going to keep assembling things out of my stash. Next time you see me, I'll show you if I added anything that was cool. So that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.